Right, exercise number 12, page 335. Profit for a construction company is P of X equals negative point, wow, that stuff there. Okay, so X is the total number of hours worked by employees in a week, and that's just a red herring. We don't care if it's a week, a month, a year, doesn't matter. What total hours worked by the employees will produce a profit for the company. So the profit here has to exist, i.e. has to be greater than 0. So this thing here has to be greater than 0, and we write it this way. Negative 0.1x squared plus 50x minus 5250 all has to be greater than 0. I'm going to put it over there like that. The reason I'm going to do that is I don't like this negative sign here. The reason it's there, of course, is because if we were to graph the parabolic function, it would look like this. It would open downward, and it would show us that there's a profit interval here. But never mind all that. This is what we're dealing with here algebraically. Let's move this entire stuff over to the other side. And we do that by adding 0.1x, subtracting 50x, and adding 5250 to each side. So I get the 0.1x squared over here. Now it's going to be negative 50x, and it's going to be positive 5250, and the rest looks exactly the same, and there's nothing left on the right hand side. So this is a quadratic function that I have to deal with. I'm going to get rid of this 0.1 because it's ugly, and I'll do that by multiplying the entire thing, both sides, by 10. That gives me x squared minus 500x plus 52,500 is less than 0. And so if I can solve for this, then I'm in business. The problem is these are big numbers and it's hard to deal with. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go and get my calculator, and I'm going to have to figure out, I have a hunch because this comes from a math book, I have a hunch that there are two numbers that add to 500 and multiply to 5250. It's just a matter of figuring out what it is. Let's try 250 times 250. Well, that's 6250. That's too big. Let's try, well, it's 52,500, so it's probably going to have like a number 50 in here somewhere. Let's try 350 times 150, because those add up to 500. And there we go, 52,500. So 350 and 150, so x minus 350 times x minus 150 less than 0. Now, given this, the numbers we're working with, of course, are 350 and 150. And we put that on a number line, as usual. We'll put 0, we'll put 150, we'll put 350, and we'll put, I don't know, 1,000, because it's a nice round number on the number line. And let's test regions A, region B, and region C. And we'll see which one of them actually turns into a profit. Now, I already know because of this thing I scribbled out here that it's going to be the middle region, but let's go through the motions anyway. So testing 0, 0.1 or negative 0.1x squared is 0 plus 0 minus that stuff is a negative number which cannot be greater than 0. So it's definitely not region A. If we try 1,000 over here, and if I put 1,000, I'm gonna use this one here to test because it's a little neater. That's 1,000,000 minus 500,000 plus that thing is certainly not going to be less than 0. It's going to be somewhere around 500,000, so it's definitely not this region either. So it's this region here, and because we've got a greater than, or not a greater than or equal to, it'll be like this, and it will be the region in the middle. So x, therefore, has to be greater than 150, and it has to be less than 350. And there's our answer.